Ooh wee! I really shouldn't have been the first pop wearing a skirt, no top, or panties. Oh, you're a pig. I know. I was able to complete my set of Duck Dodgers pops recently by adding the K-9 and Marvin the Martian. A quick look at their box art. I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually add a 6-inch pop of that big, hairy monster guy. I think he's a Martian too because he wears the same kind of sneakers. I want to say he wears the same kind of sneakers that Marvin and K-9 wear. I can't remember his name. If one of my older subscribers remembers, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I think that 6-inch pop of that big, hairy monster guy would be a perfect addition to this series. Marvin the Martian was one of my favorite Looney Tunes characters as a kid, or Merry Melodies if you want to go really old school with it. But I think this is the weakest of the Duck Dodgers pops. Not because of the sculpt, because I think the sculpt is really nice, but some of these paint choices they made, I'm not a big fan of. Like, I really think that these blue lines on the face are totally unnecessary. I understand these are based off the cartoon from the 2000s, but that's a drawing. So I understand why they would put those blue lines on there to make the face not look like it's just a black hole. But on this pop, it's completely unnecessary because look how heavily they sculpted the brows. You don't need these lines to let you know that there are brows there. And they're not even done that well. Like, this side is a lot thicker than this side, and this side right here underneath is a lot lower on the eye than this side. I mean, you can even see part of his eye peeking through, and it just doesn't look good to me. It just makes it all look a little off. And I like how they painted the underside of the helmet a different color because they really didn't have to do that, but it does make it look a lot nicer. But they made the underside yellow glossy and the green flat. I think it would have looked better the other way around, like the yellow being flat and the green being glossy or even metallic. I really don't know why they decided to just make the Space Cadet and Duck Dodgers metallic and not Marvin the Martian and K-9. I think this whole line should have just been all metallic, just all the commons, all metallic, or all at least a shinier paint than this. But it still looks cool. And they did a good job with everything else. And since this is based on the cartoon from the 2000s, he isn't wearing the red shirt that he always wears. I think that would have looked a lot better, a red shirt, but I guess they don't have the licensing for that. Because this just makes it look like he's wearing a skirt and he's topless and he's not wearing any underwear. Kind of weird. But yeah, one of the funniest things about these were these like space Converse that the Martians wear. It just doesn't make any sense. But it's just one of the things about this character. He had one of the most bizarre character designs ever. Like, it's just really weird. Like a little black spaceman with like a Spartan skirt and helmet. Just it doesn't make any sense, but I guess it makes sense once it's all together because he does look very weird, like a Martian would look. And the comb on the top of his helmet is also crooked, but I guess I could dip that in some hot water and just bend it straight. You know, you can do that if it bothers you. Little things like that do tend to bother me. I like things to be perfect, I guess. But yeah, you can do that for lightsabers and anything that's kind of wonky on your figure, or if like the feet are a little bit off and they don't sit straight. You can dip it in very, very hot water to like warm up the vinyl and soften it up, and then place it flat on a table and mold them to where they will stand on their own. But yeah, it's an extra process that's not exactly fun to do, but if it bothers you or if you want your pops to stand up, you can give that a try. And besides the metallic version of Duck Dodgers, this K-9 is my favorite pop in this line. He just looks really cute, just really funny. Like, you can't help but smile when you look at this pop. Because look at that big grin he has. Pretty awesome. But one of my favorite things are these like Martian space Converse. They came out really well, and the sculpt is awesome. Like, I just love this stance they have him in. And the skirt is integrated really well into the body. The tail looks really good. The ears flopping down look good. And this matte green really does work well for this dog. Although, if it would have been flocked, that would have been really cool. And I also think that this helmet should have been shinier. And also the skirt. Or maybe just the helmet. But it's not as bad on this one, but a little bit of a glossier paint on the helmet would have looked nice. just to differentiate the texture from the ears and the dog fur. And I also think if they were going to take the time to put 2 different colors on the combs, they should have differentiated them a little better, because these almost look like the same yellow. It's pretty much, one of them's like a little bit glossier and the other one's more flat. But yeah, if you're going to take the time to make these 2 different colors, make it a little bit more noticeable, I think. And his comb is also a little bit crooked, but not too bad. But yeah, I really like this pop. The sculpt is nice. I like how they made his nose a little shinier, so it looks like a wet dog nose. Just great pop. I haven't really seen these in stores, so I'm wondering if they just didn't make too many of these, or they just have bad distribution in my area, or what. I pre-ordered these from GameStop. That's how I was able to get them in very good shape. But if you're looking for these and you want them now and don't want to wait to see if they even get into stores, your best bet would probably be to look online. There's various places that they're selling them online now. So that would be my best advice to you if you want to get these.